Hello, everybody, and welcome to the live stream on a Friday. As you can see, Kev's not actually with us today. He's on Morecambe Bay, sunbathing in this glorious weather. But you are here with myself and Howard. Obviously, we're going to give you a bit of an update of how things are going. Not about the weather, because obviously we already know it's going well because Kev's sunbathing on the beach. So happy days there. But how's everything going in Preston, Howard? How are you finding things? What's going on, mate?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm finding it's not as sunny down here as it is up there. I saw Kevin's pictures when he was heading off with his surfboard. I thought it's the wrong weather. But no, it's getting dark outside, isn't it now? Getting dark, a bit colder. Christmas decorations are all around. Market-wise, I think they've gone on holiday, Preston now already, in terms of houses coming to the market. But I've sold 2 today, which is good news. So the activity is still there. People looking. I think people are always going to be there on Rightmove and so forth. I'll be interested to see, Matt, whether over the Christmas period, like Boxing Day and so forth, which is notoriously always busy, whether it's going to be as busy this year, because people have had nothing more to do than go on Rightmove, and look at stuff. And I've got a few things in a minute I'll mention to you of something that's I was reading a report today. What's your thoughts on Morecambe, Lancaster, and even though you've been on holiday a couple of weeks yourself?
I've been away, but it's good to come back and see how things are going and get a hold of the reins again and kind of see how the market's doing now. In the week or so I've been back so far, it's been good. That I've got valuations in, I've got viewings in, but let's be honest, it's not as busy as what it was. It's still, it's still busy. Don't get me wrong, we're still getting calls. We've agreed quite a few sales this week. We've got a few listings coming on as well, going on to the Boxing Day kind of launch. Obviously, as Howard was just rightly saying, that's the busiest day for Rightmove activity over that period from Boxing Day to kind of New Year. So they'll be coming on then, so keep your eyes peeled, guys. But noticeably, it's gone a bit quieter than what it was. However, what we often find, if I look back at last week when Kevin was covering my appointments, to be honest, he was very busy. We find that December can literally just go like this. Whereas, the rest of the year has been a bit consistent. Now, I can't honestly give the answer to that. However, I simply think it's just like you just said, mate. I think people are looking forward to, the best Christmas that we can have under the circumstances. I think people's focus has changed to try and add a bit of cheer on everything. And put the Christmas decorations up, get a bit of good spirit going on, and obviously the housing market's still there. Things are still going for us, not as quick as what they were, but again, I don't really blame people, to be honest. If your mind's set on Christmas this year and you want to try and spend it with the family that you can, following the rules, then I don't blame you in all honesty, because it's been although it's been a good year for property and everything, whenever his prediction is wrong, it's been one of those years of just the uncertainty of what's happening. So at least some people have got something to look forward to, mate.
I think you're right. I mean, the people I've spoken to as well, and who's not on the market myself or us, who's thinking, oh, Christmas is coming, what's going on? I've actually said to them, Matt, I said, if I was you guys, I said, I'd just chill, forget about it, take that board down, take off the market, have a 2 or 3 week break, enjoy Christmas. In the new year, you've got new year, new start, maybe a new agent, but there's new photographs, get all those, and just take it. And then I think you are right. It's been a hard year for everyone, and just to try to relax and enjoy this Christmas. And I know people might think, well, it's from an estate agent coming out and saying that it's going against the grain because we should be grabbing the business. No, but we're human, those guys, and we just want to make sure that everyone makes the best of it. You mentioned there about the market and so forth, and I leaded into it early on. I was looking on Property Mark, which is it's an edition that comes out. What it was on about this year in the housing market. If we went back to March when we started this COVID-19 kind of lockdown, not many people would have predicted that 2020 has been the busiest year for a decade in house sales. That's in a decade. And that's according to Property Mark, I was reading this morning, and they've not witnessed it since 2010. We've been on here every week, and we were saying, and I'm going to attempt to try and do Kevin's slides later on, so we'll see how that goes. It might be a bit of a hiccup, but hopefully we'll see what the difference is in the first 10 days of this month. But Yeah, it's remarkable. Just before I pass it back over, last few weeks, Matt, I've been talking about planning permissions, and there's a family called the Baylock family in Fulwood, Preston, which they own quite a lot of properties, land, and they were going to knock down and convert the house at orphanage, so forth. Now, I was on it early on today, and the planning permission, and it came up again, and I'm reading this now. So it says updated plan application means Baylock Court can now have 200 apartments. In Preston, quite near the prison, there's Pole Street near the bus station, which used to be Pole Street used to be the unemployment centre as we were kids growing up. So in the kind of late 80s, early 90s, it was employment office, the job centre, if you will. And all these buildings have all been empty. And this guy's bought these buildings, and he's been trying to get through apartments for quite a period of time. Initially, it was 109 apartments, which were not necessarily always agreed to, but it looks like now he could have it passed for 200 apartments. But underneath, they're trying to promote it as well, so they're bringing more back to Preston. So they're on about changing the bus station and so forth. But underneath these apartments, they're going to have office space, commercial space. But saying that, just at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm reading out what it's written down here. But are people going to be using that commercial space for offices nowadays with people working at home?
That's a really good shout, mate.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
How's that? I don't see much of it down here. How's that Eden project doing? What's happening up there?
Well, actually, yeah, some massive news. Let me just get that information for you. So some good news, folks, for you Morecambians like me. Eden Projects, they're excited to announce that they've received a 1.2 million from the Lancashire Enterprise Partnership, the LEP, to fund the development work needed to prepare a planning application for the Eden project in the North Morecambe. So that's fantastic. That's a massive amount of money that's just been given, and I think that's simply because they're realising, crikey, the amount of money that can be given here, and can be made from this, and also bring the tourism back down this way or up this way for you. Which leads me on to my next point. I was thinking, at the start there, I was on about Christmas to you, and everyone's focusing on Christmas and what you can do, give you a bit of light and a bit of a sparkle. Iconic Morecambe buildings on the prom are going to be lit up for a bit of sparkle in December. Now, you can go on the Lancaster Guardian or Morecambe Visitor, and it's all part of Morecambe Business Improvement Bid. The 5 buildings are the Winter Gardens, Hitchens, B&M, the Platform, and the Midland Hotel. So all in that kind of one sector. I know it's not Blackpool Lights, guys, but if you get not a rainy night, but if you get a clear night where it's just a bit cold and you're going for a walk, you want a winter's walk, take a walk around that area, the Central Promenade area, go and see the lights. I know it's not Blackpool, as I say, but it's something to see, and it's a bit of colour and sparkle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, that's all there as well. Just to give everybody a laugh, in November, out of the Lancastrian staff, I was the only one who seemingly still followed through with Movember. Now, a lot of you haven't seen it, although a bit's grown back now. There you go, as a bit of a laugh.
That looks like David Brent.
There you go. Tell you, out of the office, the extras.
I actually think it suits you. I know you've touched it up, that picture on the eye.
Apparently so. But we're always doing what we can here at Lancaster, just to raise awareness of what's going on. But yeah,
I've also participated myself, but even at my
you can't really grow a beard, can you?
No, even at my older age, and even when I do, you can't quite see that. Even when I do, it kind of goes grey as well. Hey, just on a lighter note, I don't know if you've seen this, right? There's all these TV programs you've got on TV, like Homes Under the Hammer, which I've been on. That was my publicity stunt. No, like Stephen Dublin on, and they get all the other ones. There's 2. Well, obviously, I was going to say there's 2 twin sisters, which is quite obvious, really, if they're twin sisters. There's twin sisters, right, who are estate agents, right, and they want to be on TV to be the next TV's hot property expert. Right, there's these 2 sisters, Tanya, and Ria, and they're both 34. They've been estate agents for 13 years, and they're in talks with the television companies to try and have a bit of a new take with a younger throw on it, to for property experts, what to expect, looking at old properties, what they look like, done up and so forth. But it's quite interesting because these 2, they're from Chelmsford, Essex, so they're Essex girls.
It's a posh area.
I also picture them, 2 blonde Essex girls. They're models, and apparently just only the other week, one of them was in the Sun newspaper. So They're attracting the younger people, but I dare say they're attracting quite a lot of blokes. What do you think of that?
Well, maybe I'm probably that younger generation of estate agent, so maybe I need to start my own northern program up here then, which would be quite funny, wouldn't it? A bit of northern charm, I think, a bit of a laugh from us there up here. We're a bit more friendly up here, as everybody always says.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny actually, because whenever I go down to London, we won the Best Estate Agent Guide Award. They always crack jokes because they know as soon as obviously it's down in London, so a lot of the agents down there are southern. And I tell you what, we don't have to stand out like a sore thumb. We know how to make an entrance into an award ceremony, crikey, and have a laugh. But yeah, it's interesting that, mate, and it'd be something I probably won't watch if I'm honest. I'll stick with me Dion Dublin on Homes Under the Hammer.
No, you got it wrong. You probably won't be allowed to watch.
Yeah, probably.
Probably won't be allowed to watch it, honestly. It'll be on after 10 o'clock at night. Listen, I'm going to try sharing this screen now, he says. So we'll see how this goes. He says. Let me try and move this out of the way.
Hey, there we go. At least it's not come up with the Everton fan page. Yep, happy days.
There we go. Is that better?
That's perfect. We can see.
So I'm not quite as great as Kevin doing this, so we're going to have a go. So December last year, the whole of the month, okay, to December this year, the first 10 days, okay. So it's in November, and we're looking at primarily there in your areas, Matt. So your Lancaster and your Morecambe areas. So 2019. This is what how many puppies have come to the market. Okay, is 160. That's for the entire month of November. Yeah. Okay, and this is so far this month in December.
Yeah.
So if Kevin's somewhere on the beach watching this, he'll be messaging me telling me I've got it wrong. If I have, do send me a message. So 160, 100 to 73. So it's looking at that there. How long have we got left really to come on the market? Still got another.
Not long in regards to when Christmas Eve, Christmas, Boxing Day.
Yeah. I think solicitors are going to shut up, aren't they, next week, the 18th, aren't they? So
yeah. Lucky Devils.
So they have.
November was down 87%. That was for the whole of November, mate. So that was down 87. So November was obviously quieter, which we kind of knew it was coming to.
Of course, yeah. And let's see what you've got sold. I think selling wise, I think we'll end up, pretty damn well there. So for November, we sold 120. And so I'm right in saying that's so far this year, isn't it? That's not for November. That's so far this year. That's for the first 10 days in 75 properties. Are you following that, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. So 45 properties down. If we look now in the postcodes, I cover the PR1, PR4, PR5 postcodes. December, not November. Okay, right. It is actually December. So that was December for that. That was so. Instead of it in November, it's actually for December. So that was the whole. So go back there. So that was in December last year, and that's where we are so far in December this year. Okay.
Right.
So ignore the November bit at the top. So we're 45 properties down now with what, like you say, nearly 14 days, just shy, 13 days to go. In the Preston area, again. So it's December at the top there. So in December last year, there was 176 houses came in the market. And in the first 10 days this year, for the month, it's 51. So we're definitely going to be well behind here in Preston.
Yeah.
If you look at it there, and like I said to you before, I've noticed a difference. It's been very much different. I mean, we always know that December is generally quieter, like we said to you before. However,
it's a lot quieter, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been really, really quieter. But sales-wise, I think they are still going strong. So just to cap where we are, so 125 down, I don't think we're going to make that up, in all honesty. So in sales-wise, we did 114 in those postcodes for December of last year. And I don't know. I'm going to say it's between 30 and 40. Honestly, I don't know. Oh, there you go. Miles more than that. So that's 60.
That's not too bad.
You know,
You could catch up there.
Potentially, I think we could get up to that. You know, again this year, maybe surpass that really when we look at it. So it's 54 properties down, and as we say, we're what 13 days to Christmas Eve. Unbelievably, time's flying. So 54 properties down. So there it is in total there. So in terms of sold properties, we're more or less in and around the same. The numbers are just back to front, the 45s, the 54s. But coming to the market, definitely where I am in the Preston South Ribble area, it's going to be down. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Kev? On that, Matt?
Well, I think, like I said at the start, I think this year, especially with what everyone's been through, people's priorities have just changed. In all honesty, Howard, I think, and again from the start, like you rightly said, as much as we're estate agents and we're in business sort of thing, we're also people too. We're looking forward to Christmas. We're looking forward to not necessarily a break, but a bit of change. And I think that it's all needed all round. With everybody across the not even just
I
UK.
go along with you on a change. It's just a bit of a change,
I think a lot of people's focus has just changed for this. I'd even say towards the end of November, people's focus changed. Like, I think people turn around and say, "Yeah, I put me out. I bet you watch January. Yeah. It'll pick back up after that. It'll go, a bit crazy. So. People just like, right, I'll get this out of the way, see what happens. See my family, have a good Christmas, have a couple of drinks, have my food, eat loads of chocolate, and then come back after that and feel, and I think a lot of people need that break and a bit of family time. So it's something for everybody to look forward to.
I think you're definitely right. And the fact that, and I mentioned it again a few weeks ago when you weren't on, that people are putting the decorations up ever so soon. I think that's just really showing that people think that I want it to be Christmas now. Let's get it gone. So, and I think that's where it is. So, everyone enjoy Christmas. My screen keeps on cutting off. I don't know why. Enjoy Christmas with your families if you can. You probably won't get out for a pint, but you can have a drink at home and plenty to eat and spend time with your family. And let's all hope for a happy and prosperous and healthy 2021 in our own lives and in the housing market.
Yeah.
And hopefully Kevin's back next week. Is he? There'll be no hits.
I believe he will be. We're here on the 18th next week, and that'll be the last one, obviously, this side of this year next week. Because obviously the Friday after that is Christmas week, and then the week after that is New Year's Day.
I might have to dig out a Christmas hat then for next week.
Yeah, you'd probably suit being an elf.
Well, yeah. Well, my nickname is Alf, so you're not so far off. Elf.
There we go then. You and Kev can be an elf, and
you could be the Big Father Christmas.
I can be the Big Father Christmas. Just spray my beard grey, and maybe put a pillow under me. I probably don't need a pillow at the moment. Crikey, it's locked down, But yeah, I guess we'll look forward to next week, see how the market's doing, and go from there, guys. But for now, have a great weekend. Take care. Look after yourselves, and go and check out the Morecambe festivities. You can. Obviously, retail shops have opened back up. Get yourselves into Lancaster or Morecambe, and get your Christmas presents, and keep safe, keep socially distanced. And
just before I say goodbye as well, if you've got nothing to do, look on the Lancastrian website. There's a blog on there where all of us, Matthew, myself, Charlotte, Kevin, all the staff, they take it in turn. They put in a blog, a bit of information, free advice and a bit of fun for marketing your house and enjoying Christmas in your house. So if you get an opportunity to take a look at that. But it's goodbye from me, and I'll see you next week. And it's goodbye from him.